I had a shit day. I take that back. I had a really good morning, a positive morning, excitement, a little bit of nervousness, but just pure raw excitement. The Orioles PR team did it again, came out with another banger of a postseason hype video. Ben McDonald speaking for about a minute 30. I think I watched it 6 or 7 times. I was excited, and first pitch came at 3 o'clock. Game ended at 5:30. 2.5 hours of hell. Where do I begin? The Orioles lost 1-0 to Kansas City at home at Camden Yards, not in front of a sold out crowd because it's difficult to get to on a Tuesday at 4 o'clock Eastern time, local time. The Orioles lost 1-0. Both teams had their aces on the mound. Cole Reagans for Kansas City, Corbin Burns for Baltimore. I would not describe this loss hurts. This loss hurts more than last year's loss. Yeah, there was more excitement from last year's team, like going into the playoffs first time since 2016. You make back-to-back playoffs for the first time now since 1996 and 1997, and you lose 1-0. What gets me the most upset, I can see Jake smiling, is the fact that this past March, or you go and trade two of your young prospects, DL Hall and Joey Ortiz, to the Brewers for Corbin Burns, to get yourself a solid ace, to get yourself a guy who has postseason experience and can fucking pitch when it matters the most. Because last year, Kyle Bradish pitched well in the playoffs. After that, games 2 and 3 starters sucked. You give up 8 runs, game 3 to the Rangers, and you lose and you get eliminated. This year, you have an ace. An ace who was the best pitcher in the AL until July. Started the All-Star game for the AL. Had a couple rough starts in August, but that's okay. And he comes out and he throws 8 1/3 innings of 1-run, 5-hit baseball. Maybe even 4-hit baseball. 8.5 innings. Didn't even hit 90 fucking pitches. And you can't score a goddamn run? They lose that game 1. You have the guy. You've never had pitching like this. You won in free agency. You did your job. 1 run in the fucking 9-inning game, and you can't hit a sac fly with with a guy on third, and then 2 innings later, another guy on third with 1 fucking out? James McCann, toughest guy on the team, had 2 awful at-bats. It was first and third, and then second and third. 1 out. Twice. Just swung at fucking junk. 3 junk-ass pitches. Jake could have hit those. Jake could have at least put a ball in play. All you have to do is hit a sac fly, and then the game is tied. Or at least you're leading at that point. You change the game. And then it goes to Gunnar, the star of the team. The whole ESPN, Bobby Witt versus Gunnar. Gunnar had 2 fucking opportunities to bring those runs in. None. And you know who does? Bobby Witt. He had a guy on third. The only Royal batter on third base the entire fucking game because Corbin Burns pitched his lights out. He brings them in with the single and we lose 1-0. It's the fact that it all comes, and the entire second half of the season we played like junk. But this past week we got back Mountie, we got back Westberg, we've got back guys to make our lineup dangerous again, and they did. They swept the Twins and took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees in New York. And I'm coming into the playoffs hot. I'm ready to go. We got the guys back. Yeah, pitching, if we piece it together after Burns, we'll be fine. Put up 0 runs in front of a home crowd and only hit the ball 5 fucking times. I mean, granted, you faced Reagans before. You knocked 8 runs on him. Granted, it was April. But they took him out in the 6th inning. You have a bullpen that's below league average. And you can't get a single fucking hit with runners in scoring position? Not one. And you go back time and time and time again. You hear the disappointment. They haven't won a fucking playoff game since 2014 We were all sophomores. Bo was still in the womb. It's like it just hurts. And yeah, there's another game tomorrow, and yeah, there could be game 3. But I just know the potential. If we can get by Kansas City, I'm not worried about the Yankees. We can play with the Yankees. We beat them all year, but you can't get by fucking. And it's the same. And it's Kansas City. I don't know what the fuck does to me. You get Mahomes and Kelsey in the AFC Championship, and then you get Taylor, and then this shit. And then again, back in 2014, when they lose the ALCS to Kansas City, it's a Midwest town who fuck them. It hurts. But as it stands, no wildcard team has lost the first game and made the second round. So history's not on our side. But you never know. But it's just upsetting. I've decompressed since the loss. But then they just got me all wrought up again. But no, you did everything which you needed to do off the field, at least to win this game. But then you just can't hit. It's the story of the fucking second half of the season.
You seem like you're over it. You seem decompressed.
Yeah, I feel like I do.
You know who would have helped this team?
No, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have.
Who, Luke? Who would
He
have
wouldn't
helped
even
this
make
team?
the fucking postseason roster.
Runed, baby. Actually, hold on. Runed Odor, baby. Look at him. Oh.
I have a follow-up question. How many regular season games do you think you watched?
90 plus? I don't know.
We need the
I
breakdown.
went to Europe for 2 weeks, so that put it hindering on my Oriole watching. I don't know. I honestly might venture to say 100 plus. I don't know. You watch 100 plus games to fucking get swept again in 2 at home. I don't know. You did everything you needed to do to win, pitching wise. Just hit a sac fly. Hit 2 of them. You win the game. You completely change the game if you score one of those runs early on.
Do you appreciate that the organization as a whole at least has been kind of consistent?
What do you mean consistent?
Just with some of these outcomes since 2014, right? I mean, you kind of know what you're getting into once it gets to.
I don't want to know. No, I don't. I hate the consistency. I hate the consistency of losing. I hate the culture of losing. And it really makes me want to I do it every year. It really makes me just ponder why I continue to do this. Like, why don't I just take up knitting or quilting? Or why don't I just go be like, I don't know, like a baker? Or just pick a random hockey team and just be a bystander. It really makes me consider deep down like why I continue to do this to myself. The culture of just losing. And I don't know. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed in this one. Because this one stung. Because you did what you needed to do to win. And you just couldn't do it. And yeah, Zach Eflin's going out there tomorrow, who's been good second half of the season. He's been good as an Oriole. But I mean, it doesn't matter if you don't have the offense to back it up, to even be there. And what's shitty is, too, is this is just an audition. Not even an audition. If you won today, you could have had Corbin Burns back for another year. This is his final year of his contract. We've never had an ace like him. We haven't, well, not in recent years. No disrespect to the greats, but not in recent years. We haven't had a true ace like Corbin Burns. And the fact that he's a free agent after this season, and you know what? You got a chance to re-sign him. I don't know if he likes him in Baltimore or not, but you win a couple games, maybe make the ALDS, maybe make the ALCS. But the fact that he pitches better, the best outcome when he giving up 0 runs. But you're playing playoff teams. Every lineup is good. The fact that he pitches 8 1/3 innings on 82 or 83 pitches is unreal, and gives up 1 run, and you can't provide 1 ounce of run support. And you can just see the look of disappointment on his face when ESPN panned to him. Why would he want to come back to Baltimore?
I asked that same question.
It's your one opportunity that you actually trade for a stud pitcher. A knockout, true number 1 starter. And I'm not saying Kyle Bradish can't be that guy or Grayson can't be that guy. they're hurt. And they're not that guy right now in their careers. But it's upsetting. That's all. But we're back tomorrow. So 3:30 Central Time.
Yeah.
ESPN, we're back.
No, I think it's good you have a positive outlook.
Let's get to football. I'm done.
Coleman, you're our who's the one dude that's on the Yes Network with the Michael K?
Don.
Yeah, you're him.
Don LaGreca. And and you know what upsets me more? Speaking of fucking pundits, and this was irking the shit out of me. And this will transition perfectly into Ole Miss. Stephen Willis of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. Oh my God. So Stephen Willis of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast, a great podcast, loves Ole Miss, like whatever, fine. Does a really good show. Props to him. He's a Detroit Tiger fan for a month. He's been a Tiger fan up from I think since the beginning of this year. Just fucking adopted him because he lives in Lakeland, Florida, where they have their minor league facility. This guy's all over my Twitter feed because of Ole Miss, and he tweets so much fucking Detroit Tiger shit, and he's been a fan for a week. And the fact that he's been a fan, it's like Taylor Swift with the Chiefs. You've been a fan for a week, and then you're already winning. We haven't won a game. We haven't won a playoff game since 2014. He's been a fan for a month, and they've already beaten the Astros. That shit irks me. That gets me going. Of why can't that be me? Why does it have to be just losing? And he's been a fan for a week.
Do you think, Coleman, you just have to...
And the Yankee fans. Oh, my. And the Michael K., Don, all of them who call into that Yes Network just shit on the Orioles. Why? I would defend them with my whole life. But they have reason now to talk shit on us. Because we can't get past Kansas City.
Do you think it's maybe a matter of just betting on the winning horses a little bit more?
Why would I compromise? At this point, I'm just gonna pick a NHL team, spin a wheel. Hey, I'm gonna go be a Seattle Kraken fan. What's the point of that? Where's any attachment?
Then you can just be like, let's go crackheads,
Yeah. Great. Oh, that's icing. Cool.
Well, I hope you feel the supportive nature from all of us, Coleman, here.
Yeah.
I'm sure the listeners are also here with you.
Thanks.